Vallelunga here for race number 2 of the Italian F4 Championship. Kei Nakamura won race 1. It is now time for Weldon to see if he can bring back that championship lead that Kei Nakamura Brota has in race 1. Let's see what he can do in race 2. Let's do it.
Is starting to set as you join us north of the Italian capital. This is Vallelunga, race 2, round 2, the 2025 Italian F4 Championship, presented as ever by WSK Promotion together with Hachi Sport. The second race of the weekend, we had race 1 this morning where Kei Nakamura Brota raced away to take his 4th victory of the series and cement his lead P1 in the championship. But an upset in qualifying, the first Romanian ever to take pole position in the 12-year history of the world's most competitive junior racing series. DCC starts out at Group 1 for the PHM racing team. Before we speak about David, let's go down to hear from F1 Academy series leader, Maya Werg.
Maya, welcome back to the Italian Formula 4 series, which you raced in the 21 and 22. Some nice memories?
Yeah, thank you very much. It's always nice to come back. I mean, my first 2 years in single-seaters were in F4 Italian Championship, so I learned everything here. And yeah, it's always nice to come back, see everyone, and see all the races.
We see you often here, so are you following the series this year too?
Yeah, I'm always following the series. I think, for me personally, I think it's a very high championship with a high level, and I can learn a lot for myself as well, for my racing. Just watching the racecraft and so on, so I really enjoy it. I enjoy coming here.
Now you're leading the Formula 1 Academy for Ferrari. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's been a great start to the season so far. Of course, it's good to lead the championship. We're almost halfway through the championship, so feeling good with the team, feeling good with the car, and yeah, we have Montreal coming up in a couple of weeks, so looking forward to that.
What are the differences between the Formula 4 and the Formula 1 Academy cars?
The chassis and engine are the same, also the tires. The only difference is for us is the wings. So we have a different spec of wings, front and rear wing. So that changes a bit the drag and downforce we have, but all the rest is identical. So yeah, it's very similar.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
The Dutch-Belgian Merche van Benissa in Spain, Maya Werg racing for Ferrari, and of course leading the F1 Academy series. Halfway through point of the 2025 F1 Academy Series. Maya leaves the grid, as do the mechanics, as we get set to race for race 2. David Cosma Christopher to the centre left of your screen, taking pole position on a wet but drying circuit about 24 hours ago, in fact almost to the minute yesterday afternoon. This is DCC, his 5th ever car race, multiple WSK International Kart Racing Series champion. The driver from Bucharest, Romania, the city which once hosted a round of the FIA GT1 Championships around the famous Bucharest Palace. In fact, before David was even born, older brother to young Bogdan Cosma Christopher starts out at Group 1 for the first time in his young single-seater car racing career. This is the grid for race 2. DCC out of Group 1, KMB out of Group 2. Emanuele Olivieri, 2 podiums at the first round at Misano. Starts Group 3 alongside Thomas, 33 out of 4 after finishing 2nd this morning. Sebastian Weldon, who took a stunning debut victory at Misano, starts alongside Gabriel Gomez, Maximilian Popov and Salim Hannah Hernandez. The Australian Tante Vinci, Artem Severukin, who finished 7th this morning. The Jamaican sensation Alex Bowell, the Mercedes-AMG Junior, alongside the Singaporean for the Alpine F1 Academy team, Kabir Anurag. The Kiwi from Great Britain, Emily Cotti, Ania Frey, P9 this morning. Alexander Savinkov, also for RSGP, and Andrea Kostic races twice today. The Serbian starting ahead of Jan-Kola Newman-Chi, a great drive to P9 this morning. Elia Weiss for the Crown Motorsport team. David Walter, watch the Maffei Racing driver from Denmark out of Grid 20. Peyton Westcott from Laguna Beach, south of Los Angeles in California, starts alongside the Sicilian Ludovico Busso, Luca Vistoriano, Nathaniel Berbi. The Swiss rider alongside the second Romanian in the field. We go back to Francesco Coppola. Welcome back, Ben Tornato team Techno Race after Lottie Mount and PC Strange. Phil Collin for AS Motorsport starts out at grid 27. Nice to have your company here this afternoon. The 30-second board about to go up for the second time this weekend. Race 2 of 4. If you're just joining us, we had 40 entries. We've got 40 entries for this, the second round of the series. Unfortunately, that exceeds the track capacity of 36 as the 30-second board is waved now. So we've divided the field into two groups. Such is the strength. 40 drivers from 27 nations around the world here at the famous Roman Circuit. The green flag flies. Mr. Dino Lodra, race director, for the second time, waves the green flag to the left of your screen. And the cars set off on the formation lap here. Springtime here in Italy, just north of the eternal city of Rome. And David Cosmo, Christopher, well, would the boy from Bucharest be feeling some pressure now? First pole position for young DCC, multiple WSK International Kart Racing champion, leads the field down into Chimney 1, and he's got Kin Nakamura Berta, who's leading the championship. He took victory in the first race this morning from Thomas Dolcemanis. Gabriel Gomez finished P3 after his teammate Lucas Samalisto. This is Strange going through the single entry for Andre Slack Motorsport. The German out of grid 27, AS Motorsport. Yes, Lucas Samalisto had just set fastest lap of the race this morning. And then going down into Semaforo, the traffic light corner, just opened the corner too much. Front right into the grass, the car understeered into the wall. And Lucas Samalisto throwing away an almost certain podium, a DNF for the Finn. The podium inherited by Gabriel Gomez. He's off to a great start to the weekend. He'll be looking to finish Saturday strongly. Starts out at grid 6 in car 78 for Us Racing. The round of the championship, incidentally, is at the home of the Italian Formula One Grand Prix, one day into the official start of summertime here in the Northern Hemisphere. That is at the Temple of Speed, Monza, on the 22nd of June. This is the second of 7 rounds of the 12th season of the Italian F4 Championship.
The Temple of Speed will be holding the Italian F4 Championship. Is about to go. Green flag at the back of the grid. Here after the Italian GT race, it is now time for the Italian F4 Championship. King Nakamura Berta on P2 after qualifying a little bit earlier on. But this race, really important for absolutely everybody. King Nakamura Berta, they've been lining up alongside David Cosma. This is important for King Nakamura Berta to get a good start, to keep his championship lead as if he doesn't have one. This is going to be good. Rest of the cars lining up at the back of the grid. The formation lap ending and the green flag is there, right, waiting. We are at Vallelunga this weekend. 25 minutes plus 1 lap. The green flag about to wave at the back of the grid. It's time. The green flag waves. And the revs go up. 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go for the Italian F4 Championship. David Cosma does not get a good start. King Nakamura Berta off the line. It's a beautiful start from absolutely everybody as they all file down into turn number 2. They all get through nicely. Cars using the curbs absolutely everywhere. And there's 2 cars off. It's a big incident. Big incident. The number 45 off the road and at a big speeds. That is a big incident. The number 45 off the road on a big way. And it's going to be a safety car, but there's a lock up with one of the Prema cars. One of the Prema cars locking up, and there's a bit of an escape road off there, so you should be good. But King Nakamura Berta leads this race. What a start from King Nakamura over Weldon, who's in P2, Olivieri in P3, Stocktomanas, Gomez, Maximilian Popov in P6, Vinci Powell, the Cosma in P9, who started from pole, he's now back to P9. What a shame. Because that looked to be a very, very, very good race to watch between the top 5 cars, as the safety car is now out for the Italian F4 Championship. What a shame. What a shame. Because once again, it would have been good to see that racing go ahead. But the safety car is now out. I'm going to leave you with the commentators up in the Italian F4 Championship commentary box. I'm going to leave you with Davidal up in the commentary box here as we continue race 2. King Nakamura leads this race.
Rookie in position 10, parked into the gravel in turn 1. A replay of the start. Cosmo Christopher, nervous, slow to get away. Olivieri went down the inside, and the Italian, who took 2 third places at the first round of the championship, slots up into 3rd place. Sebastian around the outside from grid 5, and the American, who won on debut in Europe, up into 2nd place, down into Corvone. Watch the dust fly at the bottom of your screen. Nathaniel Berardi looked to be the other driver involved. Don't tell me it's the 2 teammates. Elia Weiss, you just saw the dark navy blue Crown Motorsport go by. Elia Weiss, the driver from München in Bavaria, involved in that, but he's got through. Elia Weiss has scraped by the 2 teammates. Nathaniel Berardi and David Walter come together. Walter parked in the gravel. Nathaniel trying to rejoin up to the back of the pack. We believe he's got back up on track. David Walter parked in the gravel, brings out the safety car for the first time in race 2, round 2 here at Vallelunga. Nakamura Berta with the race lead. From Weldon, Olivieri, Stolchemanis and Gabriel Gomez on your screen. The Brazilian, who inherited 3rd place this morning when his Finnish teammate for us racing went off into Semaforo corner, which is right there. David Walter now steps out of car 45. He had a rotten run of luck at the first round in Misano, and it's not looking good from the small nation of Denmark, who have produced some superstar racing drivers over the years. The likes of Christian Nordgaard, Nicholas Nielsen, of course TK Mr. Le Mans. I know I'm missing another half dozen or so there as well. David Walter, so quick, so highly rated, out into the gravel in the first corner. So we expect to go green next time round. Nakamura Berta leading again, 2nd in the rookie race in 2024 to Alex Powell. Alex, incidentally, has made a good start. There's the Jamaican going through up in a P8. The first rookie, P7 from Sydney, Australia, for the Dutch Van Amersfoort Racing Team. Dante Vinci is ahead of Alex and David Cosmo Christopher. 2nd race in the Italian Series. Confirmation from race control. Safety car in this lap. DCC back to 9 from Severukin, Anurag, Kostic, Andrea into 12 ahead of Savinkov, Newman Chi, Frey, that's Enia, Salim Hanna, Jan Kola, Luca Visoriano, the 2nd Romanian, ahead of Emily Cotti, the Sicilian, Ludovico Puso, Francesco Coppola, Peyton from California, that's Westcott from Strange, Lorima, and Elia Weiss, who just did scrape by that first corner. First lap incident, still in the race, the driver from München, Munich in Bavaria. Nathaniel Berardi trying to catch up to the back of the pack, still in the race. Unfortunately, his Matthew Racing teammate, David Walter is out. There is Nathaniel. Watch King Nakamura Berta off the restart. He already had 0.7 of a second over Thomas Dolchemanis in race 1 this morning. We'll see if he can do the same. Of course, Sebastian Weldon, 4 victories last year in the United States of America, where the rolling start, the restart, is common practice. Speaking of the United States, huge congratulations to our 2015 driver, Robert Schwartzman. Pole position for the Prema Racing team for their greatest spectacle in racing. Tomorrow night, the Indianapolis 500. Robert, who was third in the 2015 Italian F4 Championship with 3 victories, starts Grid 1 for the biggest race in the world tomorrow evening in Indiana. The green flag is now waving on the start-finish line. And King Nakamura Berta pulls away, locks the front right. Sebastian in second place. We race green once again. Olivieri in P3 with Thomas just behind. And back to Gabriel Gomez. Pop off. Vinci. Alex Powell tried to make up places. The 2 Bahamas Ford Racing drivers, 6 and 7. There's Alex going on through. From Kosman, Christopher Artem. Kabir Anurag trying to get inside the top 10. Dive down the inside. Thomas. Down the inside of Olivieri, who's off the road ever so slightly. Here comes Gomez. Takes him as well. Menino do Brasil, Gabriel Gomez goes through to take P4 as well. Nice pass by the South American. There's Pop-Off on the outside, 2 podiums at the first round of the championship for Bahamas Ford Racing. Maximilian, car 3, his VAR teammate, Dante, in 66 just behind. And then back to the Mercedes AMG Junior, who was the Rookie of the Year in 2024. He's had a tough start to 2025. The RSGP driver, Alex Powell, goes to the outside, tries and takes both the Bahamas Ford Racing drivers. Surely he'll take the Australian. He's on the inside, he becomes the outside. The VAR teammates are side by side. A sedate race this morning. Wow, has it come alive here this afternoon, north of the eternal city of Rome. But at the end of lap 4, it will still be status quo. King Nakamura Berta dominating the early stages of the 2025 championship. Back to Sebastian in second place. Weldon from Stolchemanis, then it's Gomez, Olivieri, Pop-Off, Powell, Vinci, Cosmo Christopher, and Severukia looking at his second top 10 finish here. Artem on the back of the pole sitter, K&B with Sebastian just behind. The Prema Racing team, who again, I'll remind you, they start pole position for tomorrow night's Indianapolis 500. Well, here north of Rome, they're running 1, 2 and 3. Nakamura Berta from Japan, Sebastian from the United States, and then the Latvian Thomas Stolchemanis, P3. Back to Gomez, Olivieri. Locks the brake, Pop-Off just behind. Here comes the Jamaican around the outside. Alex Powell caught out by the strategy yesterday on a drying circuit. On a wet track in qualifying, Kabir Anurag down the inside of the pole sitter as Alex goes on through. Nice pass. Makes up another position after a tough start to 2025. Mega talented is Alex Powell. We saw him on the podium multiple times in WSK World Karting, Rookie of the Year in 2024. Is he on the outside though as they come out of Semaforo? Quick is the Mercedes AMG Junior. His father John, of course, former competitor, albeit briefly in the World Rally Championship. Watching on trackside, and will be as nervous as, but his boy's quick here, finally gets the run. Here's Severukin. Still just 0.6 of a second between Sebastian Weldon and King Nakamura Berta. This is Kabir Anurag, DNF this morning. Back on track is the Singaporean. In the final points paying position in P10. Sebastian Weldon, remember, did not race this morning, so in theory, his tyres have slightly more life. Gomez did race this morning. Olivieri, Pop-Off, Powell, Vinci, Severukin, Anurag, Cosmo, Christopher, Kostic now. Andrea from Serbia, not far outside the top 10. Andrea Kostic has to defend. This is the move that Newman Chi did this morning. It did work. He's on the outside. He becomes the inside. Superb from the Chinese rider. Newman Chi going wheel to wheel with the Serbian Andrea Kostic. Now turns in and Chi takes the place. Nicely done. Salim Hanna just behind. Savinkov as well. The RSGP from Enia Frey. Cotti. She's next in that gap back. Then Jan Kola. Visoriano loses a place. To the check. Big dive down the inside. Oh, that was ambitious from Salim Hanna, who won the rookie race this morning, finished the outright. El Colombiano can't make the move that time. Former WSK Open champion Salim Hanna, P14. Andrea Kostic. Great racecraft from the Serbian. Holds off the South American for the moment. That's Powell on the back of Popov. Gets the slipstream. Stoltemana's still fastest on the circuit. That may change though, because we go back to the race between the two teammates. Sebastian Weldon, the Andretti junior driver, on the outside, up the inside, has to show respect to his teammate. Up the inside, Sebastian Weldon. Race victory in race 1 of the first round of the series. Misano darts to the outside. Holds the line. Nothing frantic for the moment. He's got the speed. Surely it's only a matter of time before the driver from Florida in the United States. He makes the dive down the inside. Spectacular from Sebastian, but it did not pay off. Now gets the run. Here comes Thomas in the background. The Prema Racing drivers 1, 2 and 3. Nakamura Berta, Weldon and Thomas Stoltemanis. Gabriel Gomez just in the background. He has to fight off Olivieri, hoping the Prema Racing teammates will fight. And the South American, who finished third in the race this morning, can drag himself into this battle. Keane is sideways. Through the chicane, coming up to La Curva Roma, the Roman corner. Sebastian Weldon, 4 victories in 2024. On the road to Indy in the Formula 2000 Series, the Andretti Junior. Both these teams, Andretti and Prema, with drivers on the grid tomorrow night in the Indianapolis 500. Down into Chimney 1, Sebastian, there's Thomas in the background. The gap between he and Gabriel Gomez, 1.9 seconds. We'll keep an eye on that. He's got Olivieri, Popov, Cal just behind. Dante Vinci, still the first of the rookies in P8 outright. Nakamura Berta defending. There's Gomez doing likewise. 135.406 for Gomez. He was faster even than the race leader. Nakamura Berta last time. He's coming. Here comes the South American. Just behind Olivieri. That's Popov, Powell, Dante Vinci, Severukin, Anurag, Cosma Christopher. Remember the pole sitter, he's back to P12. Give him credit though, it's only his 5th ever car race. He's just been passed by Newman Chi, who's quick once again. This is Savinkov, Alexander. Oh, aggression there from Severukin, who sends it on the Sydney side of Dante Vinci. And now Artem Severukin for Jensen Motorsport is the top rookie. P8 outright, Vinci back to 9, Caballera a DNF this morning for the Singaporean. His innings continues on, he is still P10. Head of Chi, Kosman, Christopher, Kostic, Hanna, Savinkov, Cotti, Kola and Luca Visoriano. Jan Kola going through ahead of Visoriano for the Real Racing team. This is Kabir Anurag behind Dante Vinci. Out front, still KMB from Sebastian Weldon. Into turn 10, skates under brakes. The gap between Gomez and Stoltemanis has come down slightly. Severukin, 23 ahead of Dante just behind. Darts to the inside, superb racing from the Prema trio. Thomas Stoltemanis just watching on. Kim Nakamura Berta. under pressure, looking for his 5th victory and to cement his lead in the series. Race 2, round 2 of the 2025 Italian F4 Championship, presented as ever from the very beginning in 2014 by WSK Promotion. Kabir Anurag still hunting the back of the Australian Dante Vinci. Into the Roman curve, the sun setting here at the Vallelunga circuit. Stoltemanis just watching on. This is superb defence from Ki Nakamura Berta. Looks across to the pit wall. On your left, on his right, as they race down through Courtevournac, where David Walter went off for the very first lap of the race. He and Eddie Afraid, 2 retirements, down into Chimney 1. Sebastian fades to the inside, goes to the outside. Nakamura Berta puts car 51 in the middle of the circuit, gets the drive out of Chimney 2 as they race up the hill on lap 10. 8 minutes plus 1 lap remaining here, race 2. Best passing opportunity potentially on the circuit. Nakamura Berta knows it. Sebastian says no problem. And Weldon goes the outside. Gets the drive on the exit. Stoltemanis, here comes Gomez in the background as well. Ki Nakamura Berta, a defensive masterclass. But will it hold? The Andretti Junior on the back of the former Alpine F1 Academy Junior. That's encouraging. At the bottom of your screen for Artem Severukin, the top rookie, goes fastest, almost into the 134s for the Jinsa Motorsport team. His P8 outright ahead of Vinci Anurag G and the pole sitter David Cosma Christopher. Out of Semaforo. The chicane named after, or it literally translates into the traffic light corner. Second slowest corner on the circuit. This is one of the fastest coming onto the straight. Medium speed, this Vallelunga circuit. B3 rear wing setting for most of the drivers in the field. 3 degree of front wing. Soft setup here, particularly after the rain yesterday. A warm afternoon. Track temperature just over 30 degrees Celsius down into Chimney 1. Track rubbered in nicely after the GT3 Italian Championship. They just took their checkered flag a few moments ago before this. Race 2 of the weekend for the Italian F4 Championship. And the Prema team, who have won more F4 titles than any other team in history. They run 1, 2 and 3, but Gomez is catching. Gabriel Gomez, a step off his second podium here this afternoon. Cosmo Christopher, the pole sitter from Kostic, Salim Hanna, Savinkov. Kola, Cotti, Pistoriano, Coppola, now into 19 is Francesco for the Techno race team. Strange, Pusso, Lorima, Peyton from California, and Elia Weiss, who avoided that first lap incident. Nathaniel Berriabe back on track, flying the flag for the Murphy Racing team. Frey and Walter are out. Dante Vinci, a 34.965. Early morning in Sydney, Australia, no doubt. Joe proudly watching on his boy. He's inside the top 10. He's the second rookie. He's the fastest on circuit. Dante Vinci with a 134.965. Inside the top 10. Second rookie. Stoltemanis still in third place. We'll check the gap from Gomez to Stoltemanis. Down to 1.2 seconds. Gabriel is catching slightly. May run out of time though. 5 minutes plus 1 lap remaining. Race 2, round 2. The 2025 Italian F4 Championship. Here at the Long Valley Circuit of Vallelunga is now Olivieri, who won the season opening United Arab Emirates F4 Series 34.958. Nakamura Berta staring at the right side mirror. Back to Sebastian. Watch Weldon dart down the inside. Locks up the brake though. Gomez, the fastest driver on the circuit, just behind him. 27 nations, 40 drivers in the Italian series. As we say, it looks to be Berriabe going very wide coming onto the straight. It is Nathaniel still circulating down in 25th place. Gomez, Olivieri, fastest on circuit. Only he and Dante Vinci into the 134 bracket. And this is Sebastian Weldon. 4 minutes remaining. Came into this the second round of the European Series, did Sebastian Weldon. Second in the championship. This just a few moments ago. Cosmo Christopher going on through. Look in the background. Getting airborne. Savinkov. Wow. The Ukrainian doing very well. As the leaders go by the dust, led by Bernabe, who's come back on track, still in P25. Racing down through Courtevourne. Watch the attack. 3:35 plus 1 lap remaining for the second generation racer. His mother Susie watching on live from Indianapolis, along with Sebastian's younger brother Oliver. Lines up down into Chimney 1 as Olivieri goes fastest once again. Watch Sebastian gets the driver. King Nakamura Berta puts car 51 in the middle of the circuit. Frustration now for the American. The Andretti Jr. on the back of the championship leader who goes to the inside. King Nakamura Berta white lines it. No problem for Sebastian. Goes around the outside. We'll see more of this tomorrow night at Indianapolis. We're seeing it right here now at Vallelunga. The American frustrated behind King Nakamura Berta, who stares at the left side mirror. Weldon almost into the back of the championship leader. Here comes Gomez in the background. Gabriel Gomez is catching rapidly as the leading trio fights. Watch Thomas in P3. Prema first, second and third. But the boy from Brazil is on the charge. The slowest corner on the circuit, the slowest corner in the series. As they come up through some Mafaro into the Roman corner. 2:22 plus 1 lap remaining. Race 2, round 2. The 2025 Italian F4 Championship. And the drivers from Japan, the United States and Latvia. 1, 2 and 3 as the sun starts to set north of the eternal city of Rome. Nakamura Berta under immense pressure from the American. His teammate, remember, Gomez in the background, the gap 1.7 seconds it was, but the South American just 0.6 of a second behind. Sebastian feigns to the inside down into Chimney 1. Superb defense from King Nakamura Berta. Still Prema 1, 2 and 3, but Gabriel Gomez on the charge. Here comes the US racing rider looking for his second podium of the day. Sebastian to the inside, to the outside. The Prema drivers, first, second and third, they've shown each other courtesy, racecraft manners, so to speak. That's about to go out the window in the dying stages because Gomez is right there as well. This just a moment ago, Savinkov down the inside, Salim Hanna, Kostic on the outside. How they all got through the slowest corner in the series. Unscathed is a miracle. The Andretti Jr., second in the series, first in his first European race ever. King Nakamura Berta, unfortunately for him, he's going to cross the line too early. It will be 2 laps remaining at the end of this one. 25 minutes plus 1 lap. Gomez and the fastest driver on circuit, Emanuele Olivieri, one of just 3 Italian drivers in the National Series. 27 nations represented here. 40 drivers in the field, a Romanian on pole position. But the drivers from Japan, USA and Latvia still 1, 2 and 3. Back to the Brazilian. And then the first Italian, Olivieri, down into Chimney 1. Weldon too far back this time. .135.394 last time. Matching the time as Stolchamanis was Gabriel Gomez. Olivieri into the 34s. This is Popov. Powell, Severukin, Cheek, Dante Vinci. Looks as though the Australian will finish as the final rookie and the final point scoring position as well. Last lap board next time. The final 4 kilometres or approximately 2.5 miles for our viewers watching on live in the United States of America. King Nakamura Berta on the absolute limit, locks up, front right ever so slightly. Into the hairpin, down to 50 kilometres an hour, second gear. Accelerates hard on the power, straight through Samafaro into La Curva Roma, the Roman curve for the final time. Last lap board next time round. Gomez now under attack from Olivieri unless something happens between the leaders. The Brazilian will miss the podium. Here we go. Last lap of race 2. The sun setting north of the Italian capital here at the Long Valley Circuit. The shadows getting longer, the gap getting shorter. Sebastian gets the slipstream down into Jiminy 1 through Cordovorne. Close to the back of the Japanese driver, the championship leader who goes to the inside. Keen white lines at Sebastian. Around the outside, Super from Weldon. Keen puts the car in the middle of the circuit. Experience from the Japanese driver. Speed from the American. Watch Keen go to his right, to your left. As they go down into turn 10 now, Sebastian on the outside, skates under brakes. He'll try and cut back in. Keen puts the car in the middle of the circuit. Here comes Gomez once again. A nail-biting finish coming up here at Vallelunga. Weldon around the outside. Keen in the middle of the circuit. Bremer 1, 2 and 3 in the dying stages of race 2 here. Round 2 of the Italian series. Sebastian on the inside. Watch Thomas as well. Weldon around the outside. A barnstorming finish coming up. Sebastian's off the road. Weldon into the gravel. Stoltemanis takes him. Keen Nakamura Berta will win for the 5th time in 2025. Stoltemanis goes through. Oh, Menino do Brasil. Gabriel Gomez up onto the podium. The Brazilian takes 3rd place. Keen Nakamura Berta through La Curva Roma for the final time, for the 5th time in 2025. Keen Nakamura Berta takes victory in the Italian Championship. A nail-biting finish. Nakamura Berta, Weldon 2nd, and Gomez 3rd. What a finish! Sebastian Weldon threw everything at his Prema Racing teammate. The dying stages, watch this. Weldon goes rallycross, he's into the gravel, does not lift. Stoltemanis around the outside would ultimately run out of road. He was onto the grass. The Latvian went grass tracking. Another look at that final corner move, that final lap move. Stoltemanis, Weldon, the 2 Prema Racing teammates. Gomez simply says, "Obrigado, meninos!" And Gabriel Gomez up onto the podium for the 2nd time today. Nakamura Berta. 5 victories so far, and we're only halfway through the 2nd round of 7, the 2025 championship. Freddie Slater took 15 victories out of 21 in 2024. A dominant year for the Englishman, smashing the record of 12 wins for Andrea Antonelli in 2022 and 11 the year prior for Ollie Baumann. Already, Nakamura Berta with 5 victories, and we're only at the halfway point of the 2nd round of the series. Nakamura Berta, race winner for the 5th time so far, championship leader, has held off Weldon and Gomez in a nail-biting, barnstorming finish as the sun sets here north of the eternal city of Rome. Nakamura Berta wins just down to the rookie race. Artem Severukian takes victory from Newman Chi and Dante, P10, and on the rookie podium once again. This is Sebastian into pit lane. The Andretti Junior driver threw absolutely everything. And his Japanese teammate, congratulated there by Niki Kadai, team manager for the Prema Racing team. It was brilliant racecraft, we have to say, from Weldon. Superb to watch. But it's KNB in P1 once again. Yes, 5 victories for the Infinity Management driver. Gary and Harry, no doubt proud of their boy. He's now got a commanding lead in the early stages of the 2025 series. dying stages of this race. Sebastian Weldon, brilliant racecraft from the American. Aki Nakamura Berta takes his 5th victory, and he's speaking with Laura Kohler.
Well, a very tough race, but perfectly controlled.
Yeah, it was really tough. Made a few changes with the car and really struggled in that one. I had to defend all the way through the race. Got closer towards the end, I was already struggling for my life, and there I was really screwed. In the last lap, I thought it was good racing, fair racing, especially with the new guidelines and everything, but I thought I did a good job, to be honest. It's still another win under the bag. We struggled pace-wise, but we know that we'll be fast again tomorrow with just the tweak back. So overall, really happy. 5 wins in a row. So yeah, it's a good start for the Italian, really.
Thank you.
King, you thought you did a good job. We thought you did a superb job as well. David Cosmo, Christopher slow to get away. Olivieri around the outside. Sebastian launching from grid 5. And the American racing up into 2nd place. Olivieri goes P3 in the early stages. Would soon fight with Thomas Dolchemanis. As David Cosmo, Christopher from pole position for the first time in his young career. Came down into position 9. We lost David Walter down into Curvone at the first corner on the very first lap of the race. The safety car briefly making an appearance. Another brilliant getaway from Nakamura Berta. From Sebastian Weldon. Andrea Kostic fighting with Salim Hanna, who launched down the inside of the Serbian. This fantastic race. This was really brilliant racing between the two teammates. The Andretti Jr. on the back of the championship leader. Clean racing. Absolutely at the limit. And over it sometimes. Into the gravel. That, incidentally, is correctly how you define track limits. The drivers know exactly where it was, as Thomas found out. Gabriel Gomez on the final few corners. 3 turns from home, up onto the podium for the 2nd time today. The King Nakamura Berta. 5 wins so far from a potential 21 starts in the 2025 series. And the driver from the land of the rising sun is certainly the championship leader in the early stages of the 12th season of this year's championship. Twelfth season of the Italian Championship, of course. The Italian Series, which has put 8 drivers on the grid in the Formula 1 World Championship. Lance Lando, Jack, Mick, Joe Guan Yu, Gabriel, who's raced with us in 21. Ollie Behrman, the 21 champion, and of course Andrea, who won it in 2022. 2nd podium of the day for the South American. Gabriel Gomez, the Andretti Jr., Sebastian Weldon, P2, and King Nakamura Berta on the top step for the 5th time already this year. Prema Racing again. They don't look out the podium though. Gabriel Gomez in P3.
Okie dokie. So that will do for the Italian F4 Championship. The Aki Nakamura Berta. Thank you to the ACI commentators for taking that one over, for taking that race there. I'll be back from 12 Australian Eastern Daylight Time for qualifying. That is in just about an hour and 30 minutes from now. So I'll be back then. I'll see you then, guys. Bye-bye.